Hey guys, welcome to week 53 here on the Real DVD Watchers. As on Wednesdays, as always, this douchebag right here. So it's been over. So we've been doing this for over a year. I haven't yet, but I really think that congratulations is in order. You guys have had to watch a lot of people come and go, but we're still going strong after a year. So yeah. So let's just dive right on into this bitch. The movie that I have chosen to review today is something that I feel is one of the greatest horror movies of all time. For me, it is one of my favorite movies, and just it really instilled fear, and it was actually the first movie to offer life insurance at the drive-in. It's George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead from 1968. In a word, this movie is amazing. Basically, what this movie is about, it's about this young woman named Barbara who's out going to lay a wreath on her father's grave with her brother Johnny. Well, Barbara doesn't really like graveyards, and Johnny does these things to creep her out, just saying things like, "They're coming to get you, Barbara. They've been dead a long time," and stuff like that. But Barbara's getting a little bit freaked out. She doesn't really like him, and Johnny will not stop. But Johnny's doing it just in like a brother sort of way. But then at one point, Johnny's like, "There's one of them now, Barbara. I'm getting out of here." And there's this man just slowly stumbling along the cemetery. And just Barbara goes to apologize to the man, and he outright attacks her and tries to bite her. But of course, Johnny runs in to save Barbara. He gets into a fight with the man and accidentally gets killed. The zombie comes after Barbara, and she escapes to an old farmhouse where she finds a corpse upstairs. And then in her panic, she goes to leave the house, and she meets Ben, who is this black guy who's just trying to get the hell out of town, and just they decide to shack up in this house and board it up and prepare it because zombies are coming. And so after a while, they meet Harry Cooper, who is pretty much Ben's adversary, but probably one of the smartest men in the movie. They meet Tom, who's just like this guy who's out with his girlfriend named Judy, and then you meet Harry's wife Helen Cooper and their daughter Karen. So it's about them trying to deal with what's happening around them and dealing with, Cooper being like, "We all need to go down the basement where it's safe." It locks and boards from inside. So we can't get there. And Ben being like, "No, if we're gonna stay, we're gonna fight." And Cooper being like, "No, you're being stupid." And it's them dealing with with their own hatred. You could even say there's a little bit of racism going on there, if you will, but it's not really touched on. But nonetheless, this movie is absolutely great. For me, this movie speaks to everyone on a humanistic level because it makes us truly afraid of our friends and family. It shows people for who they really are and what they do in times of crisis. This movie has crossed boundaries, being, it was one of the first movies to actually have a main black character. Granted, George has gone on record many times saying that it wasn't because Dwayne was black they got the role, just he was the best person for the role. But still, you cannot deny the fact of what it's done for black people in cinema. I really feel that this movie kind of gave fresh air into horror, because for a long time horror was made without any social commentary. This is really the first movie to come along and say, like, no, I have something to say with my horror. It's not just simple blood, guts, and gore. Granted, there is gore in this movie, and it's really well done, but just it's not like done in a senseless way. George actually had a reason for it. But also there's these great things where, again, going back to the racism thing, where I know this is stretching it a bit, but you can see this because my sister and I were talking about it, how Ben is coming out at the end of the movie, and you have better seen this movie because I'm going to ruin it for you. At the end of the movie, where Ben's coming out, and the guy goes, "Oh look, there's one of them now. Get him right between the eyes." You could say that's racism because it doesn't say there's a zombie. I know that's a bit of a stretch, but you could say it, if you will, because normally zombies wouldn't carry guns like that or move like that. But nonetheless, though, it's just a great movie, Night of the Living Dead. The acting is okay in the most part. Like, really, the only one who does a really bad job is the girl who plays Barbara. I think her name's Judith O'Dea. But nonetheless, though, this movie is so good. Like, especially like like the competition between Ben and Cooper, like, it just feels so true and so real as to what would happen at that time. Tom is just, trying to maintain peace the whole time. Helen is just sick and tired of Harry trying to control her life. And it's also, you could even call it a story of innocence lost. What with Barbara and Karen, too. To me, this movie just speaks on a whole bunch of different levels. It's just great. If you haven't seen it yet, for some odd reason, please, I implore you, go out and see George Romero's Night of the Living Dead. It is absolutely amazing. You will not regret it. Everything about this movie is great. And George, I want to see you go back to making something like this, because, don't get me wrong, I still love your movies, and I'm really looking forward to seeing Survival of the Dead, but it looks really slapstick. But if you were to go back to doing something like this, sir, I'd love you even more so, and that's kind of hard to believe because I already love you so much, George. So yeah. So if I had to give this movie a rating out of 10, an easy 10. This is a heavily biased review, and I don't give a flying fuck. I absolutely adore this movie. So yeah. So that was the review. Thanks to everyone who watches and subscribes. Matt is up tomorrow, and I will catch you guys in a week's time, or on my channel for my DVD update. So later, guys.